Welcome everyone to this episode of Sharp Talk. My name is Tomas from the Tactical Tavern, and I'm honored to be joined by Kali martial artist and edge and impact weapon specialist, Doug Marcaida.
Greetings all. Today we're going to be talking about tactical pens. So let's get right on it.
So Doug Marcaida, why should someone consider a pen for their personal protection and everyday carry?
Well, because pens are readily available. Not everyone is able to carry a firearm. Not everyone is able to carry a knife. Not everyone wants to carry any kind of pepper sprays. Now, when we talk about pens, it is readily available because we need to write things all the time. The beauty of a pen is it's right there when you need it, right there when you need it, right? But also, it's a weapon of opportunity. It is not seen readily as a weapon. You see, a lot of times, even my teacher says in the martial world, it doesn't matter what's in your hand, it's what you can do with it. Well, in that case, we're going to go pick up what's around us, what's available, what we really carry all the time that is not viewed as a weapon.
That is so important because if you're traveling, you can't sometimes even carry a knife, right? So these are force multipliers that we can help get right to the point of personal protection.
And one of the good things about carrying a pen is that it is also easily deployable. One of the things people go is, what's the best weapon or knife that you carry? Well, one that's available at the time of need. So if I was walking around, let's say, with my ready knife in my hand, or if I'm walking around with a knife, anything, folding knife, keys, or anything else, people are going to notice that in your hand, and automatically they think, "Oh, are you armed?" Especially with folders or firearms, or a baton. Imagine walking around with a baton. You're already showing people like you're either on the ready or something's about to happen. Well, you can walk around with a pen as a nervous stick because some people like to carry pens all the time, but you're on the ready is one of the nice things, that it's ready on the go. You're locked and loaded with a pen in hand, and it doesn't draw attention.
Draw attention. Oh, that was good. That was
We're just
good.
full of puns today. We're having punny talks today.
The last consideration is the battle after the battle, right? And in the eyes of the law, this is just a pen, right? You didn't have premeditative intent. It was just something that you had on you to keep you and your loved ones safe. And that's something that's always good to consider.
Another consideration is you have to think about where you are in the laws of your land to be a citizen of your land, and the laws are different everywhere. Don't you know in some countries that if you carry anything that is considered for self-defense, it is already against the law. You can't carry something with the intent. So I carry a kubaton. Just carry a kubaton, self-defense tool, right? You carry a screwdriver. You can say it's a self-defense tool, a folding knife, and everything else. But everybody uses a pen because they'll be looking at the things as, well, why are you carrying that? What is the function of that other than what it's made for? Pens are made to write. It's something that we use all the time. So that's the function that I carry it for. Now, what I do with it all depends on what I'm trained to do with it. Now, when it comes to following the law, I have the right to defend myself, but I don't specifically carry something made for self-defense. It just so happens I know how to use it to defend my life.
Doug, I noticed that you have a seminar coming up and that you used a specific pen. I believe it's the Atomic Bear. What makes a good personal protection pen?
So one of the reasons I work with Atomic Bear is because they specialize in, well, tactical pens. Well, what makes it tactical? If it's tactical, does it look like that? Well, it shouldn't draw attention, but some of their pens do because of the purpose. Once again, what's the purpose of recreation? For one thing, this looks very tactical in its look, right? But it's really the function. You have the grip grooves so that it's there, that it doesn't fall apart. A nice thumb rest. You have tungsten steel here for a glass breaker. This is made specifically for first responders. It's heavy duty. This will not break. So they say, well, can't I just carry any other pen? Absolutely. You can carry any pen, any pencil, and you can make it work. Problem is, the minute I use once or twice, it's broken and it breaks. Big pens are so easy, I can snap it in half. These won't snap. And the reason for this, for first responder purpose, is that it is solid, right? This one will definitely be used for first responder, breaking glass or trying to shove or move stuff around, that definitely has that strength in the pen. So that matters in that sense. Some pens over here that they also carry have the ability of function. Not only do you have a glass breaker, you invert it, you can write with it, but it also has a function that I like as a flashlight or different types of strobe all built into the pen. So now not only do you have something that we can use for self-defense, it's not really made for that. It's made that I can write with it and you can use it in the dark. And that's the beauty of having something made specific for that. Now, other pens that they also carry have the ability to actually just be a regular pen, but they have beveled tips, some call as DNA catchers, right? But really, the bevel tip for me is to be able to scrape and do it. It's non-lethal. One of the advantages of pens is that for every situation, you have to have the right appropriate response. To have to cut someone for self-defense or shoot someone for whatever reason, that's so lethal in the eyes of the law. If I can approach something with a less than lethal option, to just get away or stop the aggression without truly harming the assailant, is good for me. But can it be lethal? Well, that comes in your training. Anything can be lethal. If you can be lethal with your hands. Now you add a tool, absolutely. It's a matter of placement and the techniques that you use.
So we have to be careful in leaving a permanent mark, you might say.
Permanent mark if you do, right? The guy
And
with the jokes today.
hey, man, I'm feeling sharp. That's a really good point that we've been using tools for millennia, right? And this is an impact device as a force multiplier. And it's important to consideration the comfort of it, right? Because if you have sharp angles and glass breakers on the backside, you go to use this, you're going to be doing more damage to yourself. So if you invest in a quality tool like the pens that you have, then you're actually protecting your own body while you're causing that stopping power for the threat that's in front of you.
One of the things that they really did is study how you can retain. What are the retention rates of being using something in a stressful environment? How can I deploy it? How strong is the clip? Can I carry and immediately get there, or is it going to fall off when I use it? I mean, those are the reasons why if you're going to pick a tool, pick one that you know is also made for its use, meaning I can use a pen. I know how to use a pen as a weapon. I can pick up anything else. But now I'm going to take a pen I'm going to study how to use this. And for me, when they say tactical pen, it's not the look that makes it tactical. It's the function. What makes it tactical? It's got a flashlight. It's got the clip over here that I can easily deploy the clip to use, or it's got some issues or here, or rather it's got some grooves for retention. It's got that weight I need. I can be able to use it with a palm stop, with a thumb stop, and not lose the pen, that I can deploy it easily. So it's a matter of saying tactical is how is it designed for its use? We know it can write, it should write, but at the same time, what other functions can the pen use other than writing? That makes it tactical to me.
And speaking about that tactical mindset, I'm super excited for your upcoming seminar on the pen. Can you give us a sneak peek as to some of the things that one might learn at this seminar, or a quick tutorial for our viewers at home that may not be able to make it?
Well, the simple thing is find any kind of pen that you have that will last. And one of those things is what is in the hand and what can you do with it, right? So just like anything else, the tactical pen seminar teach you how to use the pen to safely ward people off, keep them at bay, how to hook and use it, and use the principles along with any kind of martial art you ever do. The thing here is we don't have to worry about it having edges, but at the same time, you've got that impact use of this and how you can use this to safely defend yourself, but also control. There's a lot of ways that we can use the pen as pressure point control systems when you're working it, how to hook, how to move, how to push away, how to scrape and keep people at bay. That's the beautiful thing what we can do with a tactical pen.
When you did this motion, you reminded me of one of my first martial arts instructors, Brian Everett. He was a defensive tactics, or is a defensive tactics instructor, and he was telling me about the pen one day, and he goes, "Yeah, check this out. Like if someone goes to push you," he locked me up, Doug Marcaida. I was dancing around like a ballerina, and all he had was my thumb with the clip of the pen in there. I was like, "What the heck?" So it is very versatile,
Yeah.
and like you said, it's not just those hard, aggressive strikes. You can also use it for control, which is huge.
With a lot of first responders out there and people on scene, there are ways to actually be able, especially one of the things I've learned working with people like Fred Mastro, he runs a personal protection, a VIP personal protection thing. You can't be walking around with blades or guns or firearms. Some people don't allow that. But when you have these things, everybody has been in your work. You can use this to push people away, especially when you're with people that are seen in public. How to slowly guide them, how to slowly, whoa, what's that all about? Or, kind of go out of the way, or, like a simple, like, this way, please. Oh, what was that? Oh, it's a nice, because it's all about PSI, where it all comes down to a tip. And that tip of the pen is just a tip to be able to just slowly nudge you and give you direction, because you're not necessarily hurting anybody, but you can direct them. You can direct them, you can control it. It's just like any other tool that's used in martial arts to rather encourage you to go a certain way without harming them.
Doug, real quickly, would you be able to break down maybe a couple of the targets that you would recommend people look for if they were to encounter a situation?
Well, for me, having a pen is the first thing, right? You can always stop somebody or give them the idea of attacking the aggression. So a lot of people immediately go for the throat, go for the eye. With this can be lethal and could be definitely something that can incapacitate someone in a very serious manner. So the pen won't cut you, but you can also use it as command performance. I don't want to be bothered. You can scrape with someone to leave me alone. They see that, oh, okay, he's got something in their hand or something. You can just push someone out of distance, right? So we can stop the aggression by attacking the aggression, not the aggressor. If the hands are the ones that are reaching out to you, they grab onto you, you stop them from doing that. If they're moving in there, you scrape them to say, whoa, what was that all about? Like, stay away. I said, keep your distance. The body and skin are full of nerves that you can simply guide someone and say, I told you already, please stay away. Now, if the aggression starts to escalate, so will the techniques that you're going to be doing with your pen to escalate with them. The thing is, you stop the aggression. The aggression is usually the hands that are grabbing or kicking into you. Then eventually you lead up to the aggressor, which are more lethal targets, but you always give them the option. I say, stop now, or we continue on.
A very wonderful point at only using the necessary amount of force to stop an aggressive attack. Now, the next question I have is for folks that carry a gun and a knife and they have their EDC kit loadout, why should they consider a pen?
That's a good question. Not every situation or place can you carry a firearm. Not every situation or place can you carry a knife. Pens can go anywhere. Now, the situation is the use of a firearm. Not all aggression should be stopped with a gun or a knife. You have to have that way to where you can actually and legally justify its use. So having said that, pens give you that option that's a less than lethal option in the eyes of the law, that I can defend myself, but at the same time, for some small altercation, I don't need to go through the use of force that is lethal immediately with a firearm or cut them with a knife. Pens are less than lethal option, but you can also have that confidence. It's good if I can use my hands and all that in an altercation, that it escalates in there, but these are force multipliers. If you have multiple opponents and everything else. Also, a pen can be carried anywhere. I mean, good luck with going through the airport with a gun and a knife. You're in trouble automatically, even with a license, right? That thing needs to be packed away and put away in your luggage. Okay, what do I carry now? Pens can make it through. Now, the tactical look of the pen will matter with some airports. There are some airports that don't allow even tactical pens. It is up to you to understand that and justify its carry. That's why I'm like, tactically, I need a flashlight. That's all I'm carrying is a flashlight that anywhere I go, I've got that because that's what I need. That's what I like to use, right? But the fact that it's not tactical, like this is very tactical looking. As a matter of fact, I've seen this in some airports where they say, you can't carry that. They have it on display, right? But the beauty of this, once again, you carry the pen made for your job. If you're a first responder, this is designed for SWAT. This is designed for law enforcement, for EMTs who have to get on the scene, or firemen. That's the kind of tool that you need there, the kind of that also writes. Now, on your everyday carry, everyday use and everything else, I like to have a flashlight. I like to be able to write with everything else. So once again, these are designed for the right carry depending on where you're going to go. Not everywhere allows you to have firearms and knives.
A great point of escalation of force, using your voice, using your hands and gestures, and then maybe adding on a little bit of a more permanent mark to there. Now, what about pepper spray? Where does that kind of fall in?
Well, then this is interesting about pepper spray. So number one, It's not something you carry for everyday use. No one ever carries a pepper spray and uses it every day, like Banaka, right? I use it's not that purpose. So once again, you have to think about your concentration, distance-wise. Pepper spray is nicer, but then you got to think about the wind blowing in your face, and then again, hurting other people around you. The pen requires close quarter distancing for it to be effective, right? I need the range to put it. So once again, the use of it limits me to my need. Meaning, if I spray people, spray this person, the wind blows away, I could end up spraying everyone, including myself, with a pepper spray because of the distance and the aerosol of where it's going, right? So it's not. This is specific to the target that I have. And once again, unlike pepper sprays where you can have, collateral damage, the pen is meant to just damage the very specific individual that's right in front of you.
I love that pen with the flashlight and the glass breaker multi-tool, and that really leads into this being a multifunctional tool. I've even seen this being used as a windlass for an improvised tourniquet, but maybe people are still on edge. They don't know if it's really worth it. What are some other reasons that someone should consider a pen for their EDC?
All right, let's write down the points, folks. Here we go. Self-defense. A tactical pen can be used as a non-lethal self-defense and for any emergency things. Portability. I can carry this anywhere. It's nothing big and cumbersome. I don't need to worry about going through any metal detectors or anything that I'm actually carrying with this thing. It's a multifunctional tool. It's made for writing. The ones with flashlights you can use. It's used for everything that you do if you require and learn the skills to use it. Discreet. It's one thing to be walking around with a folding knife or anything else. Walking around with a pen is very discreet. It's one thing to brandish a blade or brandish a firearm. Pens are discreet. You don't necessarily think all of a sudden, whoa, that's you're out to shoot me or cut me, right? Versatility. It's very versatile. You can use the pen to write. You can use the pen to, once again, we used to move things around. Ooh, that's dirty over there. Who knows? That's got saliva in there. So using the pen to keep that distance in there. Some people like to clean their ears with it or scratch their back. So it's versatile for that, right? You need to pick something that's also durable. But we said this, a pen or any tool that you use is only as good as its availability. So once again, it's very accessible, and that's important. Legal is a big thing. Legally, now they say every time you pick up anything and use it as a weapon, it's considered a weapon. Well, in that case, would I carry a cup with me all the time? It's cumbersome to walk around the streets all day. Now, well, maybe I'll make money that way, or I can sell my pens if I put it in there. But a pen, once again, it's easy to carry around. It's not that problem. It can be an improvised weapon when you have to use it, because it is a weapon of opportunity. It's around you. You just happen to pick it up and just pick it up for use. It's there for emergent uses. All of a sudden, what do you have in you? What do you carry with you all the time? Well, if you always prepare for every day for having to write and everything else, it's with you all the time. It can be part of your everyday carry. It's already part of that when you're talking about that. Now, when we talk about how to use this and how to be able to use it for safety, you have to learn. That's one of the limitations. Talk about a little bit of the limitations for this. Well, you need distance for it to be a self-defense tool. But when we're talking about self-defense, more than likely you're already running away from the situation, right? If you need to be held at close quarters, then you can use it. It's one of the limitations of the pen. But also the nice thing about this is it's affordable. Look at these thousands in a pen like this, right? It's easily, and you can also find different things of uses that are pen-like. Doesn't have to be specific to this. I like it because I can use it for more than what it is. But if I just pick up a regular pencil, I can use it just as well, or a regular pen, or just a regular pencil, I can use just as well. Thing is, I want longevity. I want to be able to also use this as a glass breaker, also use this as the other things that I've mentioned. If I could put a light on it, that would be great. So having that versatility helps. These are the things that I kind of look at when I have, or am I looking for a tactical pen that's around.
And I noticed throughout this episode, you were changing your grips. So if you guys are interested in learning what type of grips that maybe a knife blade use, you can also attribute those to a pen, specifically that hammer reverse grip. So check out previous episodes of Sharp Talk to help sharpen your knowledge there. Well, Doug, that was a fantastic episode. And I think that is a cap on it. Thank you so much for joining me today. And if people want to come to the seminar, what information can you share with them for that?
On May 18th and 19th, I'll be in Riverside, California for the first Way of the Pen. So come on down. You can find me on all my social media. The links are there for this particular. And I think it's going to be a fantastic time because it's not just using the pen as showing you the way to use it for self-defense, but it's also a way to gather, get together, and truly enjoy the martial arts that we all love.
Thank you guys so much for joining us on this episode of Sharp Talk. We hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to share it with a friend who would also be interested and subscribe to see more.